Hey, Mark and Joey here on a Monday morning, and in the summertime, that means lots happen on the weekend. Not much during the week, but the weekend's packed with things to talk about. And we're going to start up an MLB show. And I know we've had some comments come back about why we don't do it. You know, obviously one of the major sports in all sports, but oh my God, I just can't follow it. I mean, it's 162 games here. It's just crazy. But they're at game 105, most of them in around that number now. We're starting to get to where it matters. You know, and baseball, we've been doing our top 10 sports to watch and everything. Baseball's gonna be part of that. But yeah, I just can't follow it that long. I just don't have the attention span or something. I don't know. It just seems like it's going on and on and on. But we're at game 105 or in around there. So now we're dealing with getting there. It's starting to look at who can get there, who can't get there. And trades, and this is what makes, you know, we talked a lot in the NHL and we talked a lot in the NBA. And we started to get trades, and that happened this week. It happened to our team, and we're starting to see some moves happening because we're getting into that time of the year. So we're going to start to follow the top teams kind of on a weekly basis, do a recap of the week, and we're going to follow trades on that on a daily basis and potential trades that we're hearing about too.
Right, yeah. So you had Stroman go to the Mets last night. Obviously disappointing.
And if you don't follow the Canadian team, Stroman's on the Blue Jays, just so you know.
Well, I think
and
he's
one of the best pitchers in the league.
A recognized pitcher regardless of what team he's on. But yeah, he is on the Toronto Blue Jays, so disappointing for us here in Toronto. We really loved him. He really loved our city and actually wanted to stay. But obviously, we're not going to be good for a couple of years now. So, yeah, you know, obviously, it sucks to see a guy who's actually loyal to your city go. But, you know, it was necessary knowing that he wasn't going to be on a winning team. But we traded him to another losing team, so I feel kind of bad for him. But he gets to go to New York, which is a big city. Lots of sponsorship opportunities.
We also think there's a theory behind that.
Well, so here's my theory behind it, which is Noah Syndergaard could possibly be traded. I think the Mets are in for a big deal somewhere with one of their pitchers right now. I think they're just bringing Stroman in actually to package a deal near the deadline with one of their pitchers. I've heard Syndergaard's name out there a little bit. It might just be false rumors, but I think you look into something like that. I also would look into it's either that or a big spending offseason, which someone else mentioned. So he's going to the Mets, which don't look great right now, although they're only 5 games out of the wild card, but people don't think they'll get there.
But 5 or 6. And you know, this kind of infusion of a young guy who's a real top pitcher might. So what I think they're going to do is exactly what you're talking about. I think they're going to see what it goes like between now and the trade deadline. If they're getting close to wild card, they might keep him and take that shot. If not, they're going to make a trade at the deadline that will get them either youth or get them, you know, the ability to get some other players.
I think they want him for a package style deal. Yeah. I think they had an offer maybe for one of their players. They thought, man, if we could throw Stroman in there, what more could we get? Or you're right. Let's say they go on a big winning streak. Stroman goes and lights up in the NL, which in theory is easier to pitch because you do get the pitcher who's a batter. You obviously get some weaker lineups near the bottom. Not as many home run hitters are in the NL. They're more in the AL these days. So he might go light up, and the team might go on a crazy run. I mean, think of their pitching.
They're a good team. I mean,
I don't know why this talent hasn't lived up to what it has.
They've had a mess in the clubhouse. I mean, it's been a mess.
Yeah.
The stuff that went on with reporters, the manager, all this kind of stuff. So, but you know what? Can they get past that? 6 games is not impossible to give up. I mean, they still have 57 games. It isn't like they're down to, 10 games or something. These guys got a half a season to go yet.
So there you go. I mean, you got options in New York, and that's obviously why they traded for him, was just to see what was going on, to see what kind of deal they wanted to do maybe, or if they want to keep him and go for it. I mean, if I'm the Mets, I waited out a little bit. I mean, you got some pitching up front there, which is very impressive. You might go on a run, no problem. You can easily squeak in that wild card spot. It's a big deal to make the playoffs, obviously, in New York. Yeah. Otherwise, I'd see a big trade coming, in my opinion. Or the third option is obviously in the offseason, someone said they're probably going to go and spend a fortune if they keep all these players. And they can.
They got the money, obviously.
So, the other one is Madison Bumgarner.
Well, let's not get off that one. Let's talk about our side of this deal. Like, what?
Yeah,
what?
Yeah,
we got a top level talent pitcher in this league.
Yeah,
we're not dealing with a sport that has a cap, so there's no reason to get rid of him for cap money. What are we doing? We traded him for 2 nobodies that aren't even ranked in the top 100 prospects in pitching in MLB. We literally just let him go. One of the best pitchers in the league. Why didn't the Blue Jays wait for the trade deadline, for God's sakes, and make a great trade? We need it. We're horrible. And we just gave away the best part of our team. I just don't get it.
I don't get it either. It was a weird trade, and really Mark Shapiro so far has looked suspicious to me. I would have waited to see if Sanchez can maybe even get a couple good starts on his belt. Throw them together and trade them somewhere. But the Yankees wanted Stroman, so I don't understand why you didn't call the Yankees.
Yeah.
Even if it is money, like the Yankees would have just said, "Yeah, well, whatever. We'll give you whatever you want." Like
we'll spend $1.2 billion.
They need pitching help. Like the Yankees need it. So like I just don't really understand it. They have so much to spare. It was shocking, honestly. I did not.
Oh my god!
And even there was they're at the Yankees Boston Red Sox games, and in the panel there was like, I don't know, they were talking about it, and they said we were shocked. We had to refresh our page to make sure it was real. They couldn't believe it had happened, and I don't know where to go from here. The only thing I can think of is maybe the Yankees would think they're getting someone else. But
here's where we go. Since Shapiro arrived, our team's been crap. We've dismantled it down to nothing now. I don't know what he's doing, unless he's got a 10-year plan or something. I mean, it's so bad now.
He's got a 10-year contract.
It's so bad now that this is crazy. I don't know what's going to happen. I'm totally disappointed in this trade. I just can't believe they just gave him away for nothing. You can't even call the guys we got pitching prospects. These guys are not even on anybody's radar. I'll bet no one even knew who they were until we wanted to trade them. The Mets said, "Oh, we have a couple guys that are in the minors that might help you out." Just an awful trade on the Blue Jays side. But anyway, let's get on some more exciting news because the interviews are hilarious with Baumgarten.
Well, he's your country boy, and he doesn't know what's going on. Doesn't care what's going on. He's got a job to do.
I just go out and pitch.
It's pretty cool.
Sound like the Brooks Koepka of baseball. I just go out and pitch. I mean, I don't know what's
the way he's always been.
And I don't worry about it.
I think if I'm him, he doesn't really. He's another guy that's funny. He doesn't want to get traded, even though his team. Although it's 2.5 games to have a wild card spot, but they're in a division where. Good luck. You're with the Dodgers kind of all the time, and they had a good run. Actually, they won 3 World Series in 6 years, so that was pretty impressive. But I don't know. I don't know what if he wants to get traded or not. It doesn't seem like he wants to get traded. He obviously likes San Francisco. He likes the players there. He likes the city. But Stroman didn't want to get traded. He got traded for crap. I mean, my mind, this is where the Yankees are stepping in right now. I think this is what the Yankees are going for. I think they're going for Madison Bumgarner. I think they're looking at him going, he's a lefty. He's an unbelievable pitcher. Yeah. He has to bat in the NL. If he doesn't have to bat in the AL, will he be a better pitcher too? I don't know. It'll be interesting. I think he's quite the bait though for teams going into the playoffs.
Oh my god, yeah.
I know he wants to stay in the NL because he likes to bat. He's one of the pitchers that actually has like a bunch of home runs, a bunch of hits, and he likes that part of the game. He does batting practice every day. We'll see what happens there. I want to say he's bad in the locker room, but he could be. He's another talker. He's another guy that, kind of wants to be the deal. He wants to be the guy. Yeah. He wants to be the ace. He wants, kind of be loved, and he's loved in San Francisco. So I don't know what's going to go on there.
And I must admit, we're far removed from the, really following San Francisco closely to know that. I mean, there might be a problem like that. Who knows?
Well, and yeah, like I said, San Francisco hasn't been relevant now for a couple of years. Like I said, they went on that run where they won 3 World Series in like 5 years, every opposite year. Now they've gone bad for a little while here, and actually haven't even made the playoffs. And they're probably not going to make the playoffs this year. That NL is very tight, and I don't think they're the team to come out on top and get in the wild card spot, to be honest with you. So I think that's why they're looking to trade him. I wouldn't be surprised if you see more trades out of San Francisco. Their manager is retiring after all Bruce Bochy? Something like that. Anyways, after all these years, a very old manager won the World Series with them. Right. He's retiring at the end of this year. So I think they're looking towards a rebuild. They probably don't want to spend the money on a team that's not really making playoffs. And the LA Dodgers are really putting everything they got into their team these days because of the talent they have.
Yeah.
Well, they got talent that they drafted, but then they went on side talent. They're fully committed. They got too much on the batting side and the pitching side to really compete with them. In other years, they always spent a ton of money, but you didn't really feel like they had the talent anyway. These years, the Dodgers are ridiculous. Yeah. So I think San Francisco's looking at, we'll sit back, let the Dodgers go for a little run here, rebuild. So I think you'll see them gone for sure. I think the Yankees are a top market. Maybe even the Red Sox, because Chris Sale has not had a great year. They could really use some pitching right now. On the NL, I'm not really sold. I'd say even Milwaukee right now, who's struggling a little bit. Everyone thought they were a guaranteed playoff team. They are now out of the playoffs actually right now. So they could easily use a pitcher. He's going to carry a contract, and I'm sure any extension if you want to keep him. So we'll see. We'll see what goes on.
And a big request out of San Francisco. Somehow I don't think they're the management of the Blue Jays who just give away their best pitcher. Like, I don't get it. But anyway, we'll see what happens there. But he was funny. I like him.
Was
he was
good.
kind of like I say, like kept getting golf. He just kept it simple and said, "Hey man, I just go and pitch. I don't worry about."
Well,
all this
I
stuff.
truly think he
So
probably
it's kinda
doesn't know
funny,
what's going
you know.
on. Like, I mean, Stroman knew what was going on because this has been talked for a while. They've been bad for a while. Baumgartner's really kind of been thrown in the picture rather late as far as I'm concerned. It hasn't been a full year process. Obviously, the Giants wanted to see how good they were again.
Yeah.
And I think now it's just a topic. I truly believe he has no idea. I mean, Stroman was a different situation. He knew they did not want to sign him. He met with them. They told him to his face, "We will not re-sign you." So he knew he was gone. He knew he was going to be traded. So hopefully, though, the San Francisco does a better job of getting some players.
I imagine they will.
Oh my god!
So there you are, a couple stories happening. We're expecting a lot more to happen in the MLB. We'll be back with feature stories and then start to pick up on the playoff chase in the next, probably in the next month. There's still lots to go yet, but we'll start to pick up on that and what it looks like coming down. It's going to be mostly a wild card run. 4 of the divisions or 5, at least 4 of the divisions are completely. They're all going. No one's catching the leader there, and a couple of divisions where we got a bit of a fight, almost a 3-way tie.
Yeah, you got Chicago,
2-way tie and a half a game.
Chicago Cubs division's tight.
Yeah, so we'll have a couple to
Minnesota
follow, I guess, and the wild card will start to take shape too.
Of course, yeah.
But in the meantime, we'll do feature stories as we see things like happen this week, and give our opinions and our thoughts on those, and try and keep you up to speed as well. In the meantime, ultimatesportschannel.com. Go there. It's all featured. We got a sports link there, and you can see all of that. So we'll look forward to chatting again soon.